Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How you doing this morning? I'm Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here today for our exercise, but our mental exercise, our emotional exercise. Mental toughness conditioning, that's what I call this. Personal development for men who are a little bit older, like you and me, trying to get the most out of life, living with a sense of urgency, making the most out of the time we have left on this planet. All right, if we're not going to do it now at this age, when are we going to do it? We got to take action now. This morning connection is all about you and me meeting every day. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad to connect with you every single day. Hey, make sure you say good morning as you come on to this live broadcast. You and me, dedicated focus, we're willing to do the work, just checking in every single day. I'm here to remind you of who you really are, what you're really all about, what impact you really want to make. And actually, we're doing this work, mental, emotional, mental toughness, conditioning, training partners, because every single day I show up for you. You keep me accountable too, so we're doing this together. All right, I'm so glad you're here in a moment. I'm going to acknowledge those of you who are up early. It's 3 a.m. Pacific time. Today, always coming through for you. You come through for me. We're building this tribe. I'm going to acknowledge you for being here in a moment. But if you're watching this on YouTube, maybe you came over from Instagram or my LinkedIn or Twitter or Periscope, and you found your way to this YouTube channel. By the way, subscribe to this special Manformation YouTube channel where I put all of these morning connections so you can go through if you're new to the journey. Make sure you subscribe to that special Manformation YouTube channel. Every single day, reminding you of who you are, what you're all about, stepping up, and that's what this is all about. If not now, when are we going to do that? Hey, I'm going to say hello to you in a moment, but again, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know you're here. I'll always acknowledge you for being here, even if it's a little bit later. I know it's different times in the world, afternoon, evening, that's fine too. Let's just make this your structured time that we get together, that we get our minds right together to take on the day. A structured day, again, your daily habit, your daily ritual, your daily discipline. Just you and I check in every single day. In this connection, I'm going to talk about how to deal with self-doubt. Right? So in this connection, I want to talk about how to deal with self-doubt, give you some things to think about as we check in. That's what this is all about, just examining our lives, how to take it to the next level. I'm going to talk about 5 things you can do when you want to know how to deal with self-doubt. And I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've accomplished in the past. We're all going to deal with self-doubt. I know that I deal with self-doubt all the time. That's the price of admission when you want to take your life to the next level, to go into unknown territory, a place where you've never gone in your actions and your thoughts and your belief in yourself, right? If we could just do anything we wanted and we're absolutely certain we wouldn't fail, we wouldn't embarrass ourselves, we wouldn't waste our time, I mean, how boring would life be, right? I don't care what we've accomplished in the past to get to the next level, we're going to that unknown territory. We've never done it before, so of course there's going to be self-doubt. But I'm going to talk about some ways that we can fend off the self-doubt so we can make sure we keep on stepping up and make the most of our talents and abilities. Use our willpower, focus, energy, and time the most productive to create that legacy that we think about at this age. All right, so let's see who we have joining us for today's morning connection. All right. Man, just got my new ritual is to do 45 minutes of cardio before I join you every morning. Right? So if you've noticed, maybe I'm picking it up a little, it's because before I would roll out of bed, give myself about 25 minutes, come into my little home studio here and turn on the camera. But now, got the blood flowing, the juices flowing. If I'm going to do this, right, it's time to lean in. So one thing I talk about is that sometimes we have to take steps forward, right? And we don't know if we can do it. Maybe we're filled with that self-doubt, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, and then we're pretty good. Maybe we impress ourselves that we took this much action and we've accomplished that, right? We impressed ourselves, finally stepped up. But then we got to keep on raising those standards, right? Don't just show up. I mean, that's good to just get our feet wet, get that sense of confidence. But then you got to constantly take it to higher and higher levels. I want to keep on taking our connection to higher and higher levels. All right. Hello, Darren. Good morning to you, sir. I'm so glad you're here. Pete, good morning. Good to have you here. Dennis, good morning to you, sir. Great to have you here. And Chad, great to have you here. And I see Jay is here, Paul is here, Masashi is here, of course. Masashi is here. So glad you're here, sir. All right, continue to post. Tell me what you're loving about this connection. Tell me what you pull out of what we talk about here today or any other morning connection. I want to do more of that. So give me your feedback in addition to continuing to say hello during our connection here. So let's talk about how to deal with self-doubt. Again, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've accomplished. When you push yourself, you go into that unknown territory, right? You want to take to the next level. Hang with the big boys or the bigger boys if you're already a big boy. Always a higher level, right? Going to deal with self-doubt. You've never been there before, right? Maybe you have a skill set. Maybe you've prepared yourself, but you've never done it before. You don't really know what it feels like to achieve that level. So, of course, you're going to have self-doubt. So maybe that's a tip right from the beginning, is that everybody deals with that self-doubt, no matter how it may appear. What I do when I have self-doubt that really kind of prevents it, or a lot of it before it comes around, is that I'm constantly thinking of the bigger picture of where I'm headed, the big hopes, dreams, aspirations, feelings, emotions that I really want when I finally step up. I'm thinking past the self-doubt. I'm thinking past the actions. I'm already thinking about what it's going to feel like to succeed, what I'm going to experience. That big picture of what I want for my life, my family, that for you. As the men who I coach, my clients, the impact I make on the world, get that big picture in mind. Always remind myself where I'm going by creating that big picture. Now, here's the thing about it. And this is what I did in session 5 of the Man Formation course. When I have my dream life, it's 8 pages listed out in just complete detail, right? And I would refer to it often. I typed it all out. I'm kind of this guy because I know the impact on the day-to-day if I were to take a week or a month or whatever it takes to do things like write it all down. I know that the impact is going to be great as time goes on. Right, it's going to be, if I take the time to really think about it, really write it out, right, it's going to be there forever, even if I'm not consciously looking at it. So I have a printed version. And here's the thing about it. And when you invest in the Man Formation course, you'll see what, I give you a step-by-step on how to do this for yourself, all right, is that don't just do it in one sitting, this big dream life that you have for yourself. Because, we have certain levels of confidence. Maybe you don't want to write it in a bout of self-doubt, right? You want to, in all the different levels of confidence, you want to write it. So I would say, write it, get in there and write it some more, have it several, if not a dozen sittings where you take an attempt to enhance it even more. Make sure you ask for everything that you want. All right, and it's okay if that spans over 3 weeks or a month, because this is your life you're talking about, right? We want to create a compelling story, right? We don't just want to sit down and depend on that mood or that mindset. It reminds me of, back in the day when there was dream boards, I don't know, 15 years ago, and someone gave me that DVD of The Secret, right? I said, let me try this thing out, this dream board type thing, a cork board type thing. Let's see what that can do, right? And I remember I had a very small dream board, cork board, and really couldn't think of too many things to put on it. I didn't have that imagination. It was like a new process for me. But over weeks, over months, I started thinking about it. It was always in the back of my mind, right? And so I'd be driving down the road, listening to the radio or see something on TV. Oh yeah, I want that. I want that. I want to accomplish that. I'd see something on the internet. I want that too. And so over time, I kept on adding things as my imagination, but it started with the process of having a dream board. That's what you're going to do for your life, right? Create that bigger picture to really help with all those day-to-day grind, and you feel that self-doubt. The second thing to do is refer to that often, right? You've taken the time to really think about it. You've done it over several sessions, maybe over a month period of time, but now you have it. Like I said, I've got 8 pages written down that you can see in the Manformation course when you invest in that course, and how to do all that. Sight, seeing, sounds, feelings, and emotion, the complete package, right? Did that many years ago, and it's just exciting, how much of that stuff I've accomplished. I'm well on my way or somewhere in the process because I really took the time to do that. But I refer to it often in the printed version. See, I'm one of these geek guys too. Is what I do is I read it. I read it on an audio, right? Tech, right? And so maybe it takes me 20 tries. I maybe edit it all out, but I have all that dream life in an audio. So when I'm doing cardio, maybe I'm filled with self-doubt. And I know it takes a lot of time, but again, this is your life you're talking about. And I listen to that audio over and over and over and over again. It's planted in my mind. So anytime I come with that self-doubt, there's at least something, at least in the back of my mind, if not something I listened to or I read that day or that week, that's pulling me through to get me through those times of self-doubt, right? Then what you got to do is you got to get really good at selling yourself. Everything in life is just your imagination. It's whatever you believe. It's not reality. We create our own reality. Why are you the man who's going to make all that stuff happen? Why can you blast past this self-doubt and make those things that you want, the feelings and emotions that you want to experience for yourself and your family? Why are you the man who can do it? Why are you so certain, right? It's a constant sell job, right? Selling yourself, persuading yourself, influencing yourself. It's probably the biggest skill that you can have because there's no such thing as reality. It's whatever you believe, and then whatever you believe, what you do every single day, and you don't do. And you combat those times of self-doubt. Don't just expect everything to just happen, of course. Constantly sell, influence, persuade yourself. It's an art form. Just like working out, you don't just work out once and you have a great body. Right? You have to continually working on selling, influencing, persuading yourself why you're the man who's going to get the job done is something you constantly have to work on. Now, here's the other thing about influence, selling yourself, persuading yourself, starting with your own mind first, creating your own reality with that imagination. I don't care what it is you want in life, you're going to have to sell, influence, and persuade other people to join along if you're going to succeed at the highest level. Whatever value you have to provide for the world, this value that I have to provide for you, it doesn't matter if I just do a good job and just keep it within and hope you guys show up, right? That's not how it works for me, and that's not how it works for you. After you do a great job of learning the skill and practicing, it's not one of those things that you just set and forget it. You got to take selling other people, influencing other people, persuading other people that you are a force, like I end the show, reminding you you're a force to be reckoned with. You don't just do a great job and just hope that they'll get it. Most people won't. You're the expert. You know this backwards and forward. You need to introduce them to this amazing world that you've discovered. That's how you create value, right? They're not going to get it. Can't get frustrated if they don't get it. You just have to get better at selling, influencing, and persuading other people, right? And not get mad if they don't get it, right? I'll tell you, after selling and persuading and influence yourself, which is most important, you got to do that with other people, right? Because when you're in self-doubt, sometimes you feel you're all alone, that you can't do it by yourself. Do you have the power to do it by yourself? That creates a lot of self-doubt. When you are better at selling your thoughts, feelings, creating value, and letting other people know it, and do it boldly and confidently, that it's just something you have to do. It's not because other people don't get it or don't appreciate you. It's just something you have to do. I'll tell you, when you have those bouts of self-doubt and you're good at getting other people to help you get through those times, to help you get what you want, that you're doubting yourself, you have the help of other people because you can provide so much value and sell them, persuade them, influence them, make them aware because you're great at that skill, helps you get over that self-doubt because it's not just you and you alone and hoping. You take control, and that's a skill. Again, just like practicing anything, get better and better and better. But first you got to be aware, all right? And 5 is another skill, and this is probably the most important thing. And I want you to think about this. Maybe you do something the opposite. I know a lot of men fall into these patterns. And it's to crowd out the negative thoughts. All right, that's self-doubt, right? Skip, that's easy. What? Of course I want to crowd out the negative thoughts. Well, how do you do it? Do you do it by just, oh, that's not true, that's not true? No, right? That's still acknowledging it. The way to crowd it out of your mind is to fill it. Fill it with positive thoughts. Spin it, spin it, spin it, spin it. All right? The only way, because we're always going to have negative thoughts. We're always going to have that self-doubt. The way to get around it, is by getting so good at doing, for every negative thought, you can creatively, again with that imagination, think of 10 positive thoughts that crowd it out of your brain. Right? It's a skill set. It's an art form. Right? Now, here's the challenge with a lot of men who I deal with, and maybe this is kind of an unconscious level, is that they prepare themselves for the worst, and they see that as practical. All right? And that's just the right way to go about it. And so they're always preparing for the worst. So they welcome negative thoughts. They welcome bad outcomes, right? Well, of course you do. Now, I'm not telling you to just go forward and just be in la la land, Pollyanna, and not prepare for the worst. But it's almost like a sense of power and control is to spend too much time imagining all the worst outcomes. And, think about it. Most of the time, they don't show up. They never show up. Those worst thoughts that you invite, they never show up. But do you learn from them? Hey, why am I spending all my imagination and energy thinking of all the downside, right? Inviting self-doubt, right? It never shows up. Didn't I learn that the last 10 times I was in similar situations? No, because we use it as a sense of comfort. Maybe we don't realize it. We invite the negative outcomes in our mind when we're in, and that kind of creates an obstacle of filling our mind, crowding out the negative thoughts with the positive thoughts. So those are some things to think about. Hey, self-doubt, we all go through it. I have my self-doubt all the time, right? It's just, these are some things that I do, that I've learned from the masters, that I help the men who I coach one-on-one, right, do. And again, a lot of times the things I say during our morning connection, this mental toughness for men who are a little bit older, it's not like you don't know these things. I know that, right? But when we meet every day, we're bringing all these emotional distinctions, next level distinctions, mental toughness to the surface. And so that, yeah, I do that, or I need to do more of that. Just checking in. Again, reminding you of who you really are and what you are really all about. That's what this is all about. Not new groundbreaking stuff. Hey, if you're the type of man to come and watch this, check in every single day, I already know you have a level of success. What we're trying to do is just take that to higher and higher levels, right? That's what we're trying to do. Hey, I want to talk about my 12-week fitness transformation journey for older men. Actually, my day is so packed today because I'm talking to all the men. It starts next month. It starts here just in a couple weeks. You want to make sure that you click that link that I'm going to provide for you below, skiplecore.com/transformation. Hey, watch the video. I took the time to prepare the video, listed all the benefits. There's a questionnaire. Fill that out. If you're at all interested, fill out that questionnaire. This is not only, building that sense of confidence, all right, by taking your fitness, getting it under control, taking it to that higher level. I want to be your coach, taking you through this 12 weeks. It's probably about 15-week process, the connection, the accountability. When you're done with our time together, our 12 weeks plus, you'll know everything you need to know about taking control of your fitness, taking it to a higher level at your age, right? Without a shadow of doubt, just immersing yourself in the process, having me as your coach. Then for the rest of your life, maybe you just want to get fit at this age. Maybe you got health concerns. Maybe you want to prevent health problems from happening. All right. You'll have it for the rest of your life. It'll just be about being motivated to do it. But, even during this process, I'm going to get you so clear on why you must do this now. All right. I want you to join my 12-week fitness transformation journey for older men. I'm so excited about it. It's filling up fast, like I said. I think I've got 8 men to talk to just today. As a matter of fact, one just called me, Frank in Florida, and right when I get off this broadcast, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, but he's ready to go. He's going to do it. So reach out to me today. Let's set up a time to talk. Even if you're just, interested in it, slightly interested, we'll see if it's a good fit. They've got other solutions for you. Maybe you don't need this 12-week. It'd be good just to connect with you. All right, so let's see. Al, good to have you here, sir. David, good morning, sir. I think, David, you asked me a question there. Look at that private message on Facebook. You asked me a question about the 12-week fitness transformation journey, jump on that. David, like I said, it's really filling up fast. I want to get you in. Hello, Neil. Hello, Darren. All right, so glad to have you guys. All right. That's what we do. That's how to deal with self-doubt. Hey, was that helpful? Did it remind you of what you already know? Just reinforce it. How to deal with self-doubt. We all have it. I have it too. So you're in good company if that you have those bouts of self-doubt that creep up from time to time. All right, so hey, when we're a little bit older, we got to attack all of this. Got to, deal with this self-doubt. Smash it, right? Live with that sense of urgency. We got to take care of our bodies, train and eat with that sense of urgency. We got to our legacy, our business, or the value you provide, the impact you make on other people, your family. You got to love, connect with a sense of urgency. Let's do that today. Everything in life runs with patterns. I don't care what your biggest challenge is right now. If you've seen someone else conquer it, get over it, you can do it too. Some things in life, more complex. The pattern is more complex. But if you stick with it, you keep on keeping on, you can figure out any pattern, even the pattern how to break through self-doubt. Right? Everything runs in patterns. You'll figure it out. Hey, let me help you figure it out when it comes to fitness, maybe putting this all together. If you love this stuff that you're experience here with our morning connection every single day, right? Expect the best from yourself. Expect the best from your efforts. Expect the best from other people. They'll get you in the value that you provide. You just stay at it. How could they not? You are a force to be reckoned with. Have a great day.